Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Habits of a Horseman. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about why your horse isn't taking the correct lead. Now, I'm a horse trainer, so it makes sense that I would talk about this from a training perspective. There's a million reasons why they might not take a lead from a physical standpoint. Today, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from a training standpoint, okay? So from a training standpoint, there's three main things that I look at when I'm watching somebody not being able to get a correct lead, or I'm riding a horse that's not taking a correct lead. First thing I'm going to look at is where's the horse's flexion, okay? So you can see her nose is just ever so slightly to the left. So if I were to just squeeze her and say, canter, and she started cantering, she'd probably take a left lead right now because her nose is thinking left. So if their nose is tipped slightly left or slightly right, that tells you that's where their mind is at, okay? And you won't be surprised to find out that a lot of times they're taking the lead towards where their buddies are standing or where the exit door is in the arena, okay? That's a lot of times where they end up taking their lead towards. The second reason why a horse might not take a correct lead is they're pushing through the rider's leg. A lot of people like to use an outside leg cue to select the lead that they want to take. I don't care if that's what you do. If you do something different, it's fine with me. You don't got to leave a nasty comment below saying I'm doing it all wrong, okay? But if you're like 80% of people and you want to use your outside leg to pick up a correct lead, and your horse pushes through that pressure because you haven't developed a good yield there, then they're apt to come out on the wrong lead, okay? Which is kind of ironic, but if you're trying to take a left lead and they push their hip to the right, that means they're engaging slightly more with their left hind leg and they're going to come out on the right lead. Hopefully I didn't lose you there. Rewind the video if you want to hear it again. Okay, but the gist of it is they can't push through your leg. They got to have their hip to the inside. They got to have their nose to the inside. And then last but not least, when you say canter, whatever cue that is, I'm going to use a smooch. That's going to mean canter. Obviously, it doesn't mean it if her energy's down and the rest of my body isn't also signaling canter. That's the cue I'm going to use. If she doesn't strike off immediately into the lead, I have the opportunity for her to get straight and wiggle out of the position I've put her in, and then she may take the wrong lead as well. So failure to canter immediately when you ask is also a big issue why people come out on the wrong lead. So let me show you some of those setups. So I'm just going to come over here and kind of face the camera. So if I want a left lead, first I'm going to look at, as my horse is traveling around to the left, are they keeping their flexion to the left? And then part two, are they keeping their hip to the inside? So you can see she's in a haunches in position here. Now, let me stop you here for a second. Kind of, in my opinion, there's a way that a lot of people are asking a horse to get a correct lead that I don't really subscribe to, and that is if the horse doesn't want to take a lead, pull their nose to the outside and keep pushing until they come out on the left lead. Now, does that work sometimes? It does. It does work sometimes. I've used it myself. But I believe I have a better way, which is to go back and take time to teach that horse to move its hip to the inside. Because if you can just slow yourself down a little bit, instead of focusing on getting your lead, you can get this inside flexion and inside hip. You're going to end up not teaching a horse to do a behavior or a pattern that you don't want later on. So if you pull their head to the outside and kick their hip in and get a lead, yeah, you got the lead, but you just taught your horse to stick its nose to the outside while you're cantering on the left lead. Does that make sense? So in my opinion, 50% of horse training is teaching your horse what you want them to know. The other 50% is not teaching them what you don't want them to know. So the end doesn't always justify the means. Rewind that if you want to hear that one again. That's a good one. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm going to make sure I got enough energy to get her into a canter. So I might play a little bit with trotting. So right now, she's got decent energy. I probably can get her to canter, but I'm just going to do a couple of extensions here. Just get her life up a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to tip her nose just slightly to the left, outside leg back, and we can come out on a nice lead. Okay. Let me show you that again. So to the right, setting up an inside flexion. I got an outside leg working. Just because my outside leg is on doesn't mean canter. That means move your hip over and get off that. She shouldn't canter until I say the magical noise of, then I should get her to lope off for me there. Very good. Now, I didn't exactly teach you every step on how to get flexion, how to get them to yield off the leg. There's other videos for that, or we have a full video library on the Horseman's University if you want to see all the videos and the how-tos on how to set all this stuff up. This is just a general rundown on some setups that need to happen in order to get your correct lead. So flexion, haunches in, have a good cue that your horse, that means canter now, and you're gonna get your correct lead most of the time, if not all the time. So go out and give it a try. Hope you guys have some success with this. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching.